Hello YouTube, this is the Atlanta Puzzler and part 2 on how to design and 3D print your Twisty puzzles using OnShape. So in the previous part, if you haven't watched it, I recommend you go and watch it, but we designed this cube you're looking at with, it's just a one solid cube with 57 millimeter edges. And in this part, we're going to be designing what's called a slicing profile, a cutting profile basically. We're going to sketch it and turn it into a surface that we can use to divvy up this cube into smaller pieces. It's going to be hard to kind of understand without showing you, so let's dive right into it. So here I'm going to click Sketch, and in the wizard here, Sketch plane, let's choose the right plane. So basically we're going to be sketching here where it says Sketch 1, and I like to edit the name and call it Sketch Cutting Profile. And to get started, let's click on this icon, the line icon. You can press L. And right around this area to the right of the y-axis, or technically it's a z-axis, single click and drag down around a few millimeters inside of the cube and click again. And now press escape. So we made one line, one vertical line. The next thing we're going to do two arcs. We're going to do a total of 3 lines and 3 arcs. So click here at the drop down with the arc icon and make sure you have center point arc. And click in the origin until you see this icon. Single click and drag until you attach to this point. Single click again. And drag to the right until you have around that much and single click again. And now we have a little arc. Okay, now let's do one more line. Click on the line icon and start from this point here. Single click and drag a small line around a few millimeters. Single click again, press escape. I'm going to zoom in here so you can see better. Let's go back to center point arc. Click at the origin, click at this point, and now let's go back in the opposite direction past that vertical line that we drew in the beginning. So you want to go to the left of this line. Let's go back to doing a line. Start from this point and draw a vertical line downwards. Make sure it's vertical. Click and then press escape, and let's do one more last arc from the origin to this point. We're gonna go all the way to the x-axis, and you should end up with a shape like this. Now you might wonder, why are we doing this, and what is this shape, and why does it look this way? And we're gonna clean it up and fix it up, but let me show you why are we doing this. And just for sake of demo, I'm gonna create a new tab here, Part Studio. This is just a clean area, and I'm going to click at the derived icon here to import parts that I already have. This is from my current document where you and I are looking at. I'm going to go to other documents, and I'm going to choose one of my cubes here, and I'm going to choose some pieces like a corner and an edge, and I'm going to do OK. Let me go ahead and hide these superfluous planes, and I'm going to zoom in. And if you look on this side of the center piece, let me hide these parts here. Okay, and let's rotate this. If you look at this centerpiece here of the cube, how this is a straight line here, it comes down vertically down, and then it sticks out by some distance to the side, and then it goes straight down again, and then it goes back like we did, and then it comes down again, and then it comes back as an arc. So this is what we're trying to design here. This is the cutting profile that we were talking about. So this is why we have a line coming down, and this is what sticks out and goes back to design that particular piece over here. And once you cut it, if you look at the edge and how the edge interlocks with it, it forms this shape called, I think they call it torpedo. Let's hide the center here. It looks, and the cap, it's gonna look something like this ultimately. But I'm not trying to jump ahead here, but let's go back, and now we want to add some measurements and constraints. So you want to click on this icon here, dimension, and click on this vertical line, and then click again on the vertical axes and type 9.5. Typically I derive these from the width here. It's the sixth of the width because 9.5 is half of the center layer. So this will be 19 millimeters for the cube, for the corner. Okay, so this is 9.5, and then next drag this point up somewhere around here, and we want to click on the dimension again, select this point, and then click on this edge of the cube, and we want this, depending on how deep you want to cut, it's up to you, it's a matter of taste. Let's make it 5 millimeters, and we can adjust it later. And then click again on this arc. Actually, click on this point and then this point, and let's make it 2.5. I think that's enough for an edge. For this right here, let's make it also 2.5 millimeters thick, maybe actually 2. I like it thin, but it's up to you. You can adjust that to your taste. And now I'm going to press escape, and I'm going to extend this edge inwards like we talked about, and click on the dimension again, choose these 2 points, and let's make it 5 millimeters. And then let's dimension this little edge, make it symmetric. We'll make it 2 millimeters, and you can leave this one alone. So I know it's kind of hard to see with all these lines, but you have a vertical line that sticks out, comes down, and goes down again. And let's do OK. And now you have that sketch ready to be used. Okay, the next step would be to revolve the sketch, and what that means, we're going to take these lines and spin them around. I'm going to spin them. Sorry, let's go to the front here. Actually, I drew it in the right layer. Okay, no problem. We're going to revolve this sketch around the horizontal axis. Let me zoom in again and click on this line icon and on the construction line. Construction line means it's not going to be part of the design. And click on the center and drag this line here and press escape. This way we have a line to revolve around. And click OK and zoom in again. Okay, so now we're going to click on this icon that says revolve, and make sure you do surface, because we want to make an infinitely thin surface. It just has an area, it doesn't have a volume. And click on this blue area here, which to choose a sketch, and just click on your sketch here. And the revolving axes, I'm going to click on this line here and then press OK. It seems like nothing happened, but actually if you look around now, we have a surface that we generated from our sketch. I'm going to go ahead and hide the cube to give you a better idea of the surface. Let me hide the axes. And it looks like a UFO basically. And if you look at it in a cross section of it, it's basically the vertical line that we drew that sticks out, goes back in, and then has an arc. And we're going to use this surface to slice up our cube into smaller pieces. Okay, I'll just go ahead and rename this to slicing surface 1 because we're going to make more, and do OK. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here. I'll give you a chance to actually do the sketch, review it, spend some time to make sure you get it right, and revolve this, and then and the next part we'll start cutting up the cube with the surface. Let me know if you have any questions, and have a good day.